Hello everyone, welcome to the next lunar cycle. I am so thrilled to continue this journey with you. We are going to be exploring a plant that many of us have likely actually encountered. Some of the plants that we run across, might be new, but we're gonna be talking about today in this video red raspberry. Red raspberry leaf tea is what you should have already received in the mail, and it's literally the leaves of the plant red raspberry. And I want to begin with a little bit of interesting history. Red raspberries were first discussed by the 1st century Greek philosopher Dioscorus, and he talks about them, well, actually, even back then, what they understood about red raspberry leaf is pretty much the same from what modern herbalists know. So he talks about all the healing and medicinal properties of red raspberry leaf tea, but he also talks about how it was found abundantly in a place called Mount Ida, and that is potentially the name for the actual species name, Idaeus. And there's a myth that says that Ida was was a nymph. She was the nurse of Zeus, infant Zeus, king of the gods. And Ida was out picking these beautiful white berries for infant Zeus one day, and she pricked her finger on the extra sharp thorns that you can find on these plants, and it was her blood that spilled on the white berry that caused the white berries to turn into red raspberries. So that's just interesting. I'm not quite sure that's true, but I thought you'd find it interesting as a way just to start to get to know this plant. Also interesting to know that red raspberry and blackberry are, in history, have been used pretty much synonymously. Same. There's, in the herbal lore, we have red raspberries and blackberries up here, and I have been able to preserve both. I picked red raspberry because it's got a slightly broader applications, so they're pretty much same, but then also red raspberry is known to do some other things as well. And so let's talk about what those things are. Well, the primary thing that red raspberry is known for is it's known as an astringent, and it has tannins in it that give it this astringent taste. When you have the tea, and I agree, it's known that it kind of tastes a little bit like black tea or green tea. It doesn't have the caffeine in there, but it does. The tannins give it that similar taste. The tannins are also what give it this astringent property. And an astringent, you can think of it as, it's not just drying, it's toning. It works to bring systems in the body back into balance. So to soothe if needs soothing, to cleanse and invigorate if needs cleansing and invigorating. It's widely known for 2 systems in the body. The uterus, if you happen to be female, that's something to pay attention to. But if you're male, it's also known to work with the intestines. So it has this toning action. It can be used for digestion to help tone the digestive system. And in terms of the uterus, it can be used to regulate blood flow and help with menstrual things that need to be brought back into balance. It's also widely known to be a safe herb to use during pregnancy to help with labor. And actually also in addition to the digestive system, it's known to be really a wonderful to work with the mouth, kind of the beginning of our digestive system. It has anti-inflammatory properties, which taken together with the astringent nature of the plant are really helpful for our mouths, for any type of gums or any type of inflammation. It's also wonderful to take it as a gargle, or it's known to help with sore throats. So you can just take the tea when you have a little bit of a sore throat. Oh my gosh, all the reasons why I love this super simple plant. I love that I happen to find this plant growing abundantly up here on the property, and I had the thought to see if I needed to remove some of the raspberry and blackberry bushes up here, but since I've been getting to know this plant better, it's such a wonderful member of our family. So let's get to the more things about red raspberries. They have vitamins A, B, C, and E, and they also are full red raspberry leaf, not raspberries. Excuse me. And they also are full of minerals. Let me get my list, and I'm going to read to you for a second just to make sure I get all the minerals. So calcium, iron, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, selenium, and manganese are found in these leaves. And what's really cool about red raspberry leaf is the form of calcium that's found in this leaf is very easy for the human body to assimilate. And to wrap it up, it also, red raspberry leaves are also super high, an excellent source of antioxidants. And these type of antioxidants are thought to support us in combating degenerative diseases such as diabetes and cancer. So, if that doesn't motivate you to want to break out the cut and sifted red raspberry leaves that you've received, I hope that does. And what we're going to get to next is I'm going to cut to a video of how to make the tea. I'm going to use the traditional, you've probably watched a couple of these videos so far. It's going to be the same sort of ritual. The other thing that I've been doing up here in the summer, because it's so warm and sunny out here, I take a big 2-gallon jug of water and throw like a little handful of the cut and dried leaves, and I just let the sun do its magic. At the end of the day, or even the next morning after it's had the chance to cool, I bring it in and I strain the tea, and then I've got red raspberry leaf tea for a couple days. But let's go ahead and get to the how to make red raspberry leaf tea. All right, so here we go with our red raspberry leaf tea. Here are the tea leaves that you'll recognize that you've received. I've got my usual way that I like to have tea, which is just in a plain old mason jar. So we're gonna, you're probably gonna want to use about a 3/4 of a teaspoon. Grab a little bit, drop it in there. This stuff is very airy, and it's going to look like you're using more just because it's not a super dense delivery of the plant. So maybe about 3/4 of a teaspoon for this is just it's about 2.5 cups. And I've got my hot water here, and I'm just going to pour the water right over the tea leaves. You can already see the water changing color. I mentioned the tannins in the tea. So it's going to give it the same, it'll give it a similar taste to a black or a green tea, but it's not going to have the caffeine, but it's also going to give it kind of a similar color, I found. If you let this steep, in the summertime, I've been just letting it steep until it cools down, so it's a cooler, refreshing beverage. By the time that happens, this water will turn to something that would look like it's not going to be a super dark, but it'll resemble kind of the lovely warm brown color of the tea. All right, enjoy this lunar cycle. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.